Minister, good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So we'll get to supply in just a second. That is a point that's been brought up by not just the Property Council, but many experts this morning. But I just want to start off with the Prime Minister's claim yesterday that this is a game changer. If it is a game changer, why not announce it months ago and not in the dying days of a campaign?
Well, Pete, as Australians have seen over the last 3 years, we've had a succession of policies that have helped first-home buyers. Obviously, the First Home Super Saver Scheme, the Home Guarantee Scheme, and as you're aware, in the midst of the pandemic, we focused on the Home Builder program, which not only assisted first-home buyers, but also supported 500,000 jobs in the residential construction industry. So this is an evolution and a natural next step in our continued plan to support first-home buyers. We've supported more than 300,000 people into a home over the last 3 years. We're very committed to first-home buyers, and we know that getting the deposit together is the largest single hurdle for people getting into their first home. And so this is, in our view, a very important next step, building on what we've already done to help first-home buyers.
But by pumping more cash into the market, that means more people go to auctions, therefore homes sell for higher prices. So how does this policy not prop up the market even further?
Oh, well, Pete, you spoke to Ken Morrison from the Property Council earlier, who has made the same point that I have, that this will have an immaterial impact on prices. And I don't think the answer should ever be, Pete. I mean, if this is the Labor Party argument, I'd be a bit horrified. But the answer should never be that we should have fewer first-home buyers and somehow that's a good thing for our housing market. Absolutely not. We want more first-home buyers, not less. So if the Labor Party is saying that their policy is to have less first-home buyers and somehow that puts less pressure on the market, I find that a very perplexing position to be in. We want more first-home buyers. And again, as the Property Council and many others have said, it will have an immaterial impact on prices. Why? Because we've targeted to first-home buyers. Fewer than a third of purchases each year are first-home buyers.
But if you're going to an auction, a first-home buyer will be competing against perhaps another investor, perhaps someone else who's got more money. So in that sense, it will boost the price, which makes it self-defeating, doesn't it?
No. Well, as I said, the Property Council has just said to you, Pete, that it would be immaterial.
Yeah, but that's the Property Council. I get that. But there's other critics as well.
We know that it will be immaterial, but in any event, we want to level the playing field for first-home buyers.
So you don't think houses will be inflated further? You don't think that'll happen?
No, we think it'll be immaterial. We think what it will do is
what does that mean?
People. Well, we think it'll be immaterial. You know what the word immaterial means.
Well, I know what I mean, but what does that mean, broadly speaking? So there won't be a rise?
It won't make a material difference. Why? Because we've targeted to first-home buyers who are fewer than a third of the market. We've targeted as well in the amount that you can take out from your superannuation, up to 50,000 or 40%. And we're unashamedly levelling the playing field even further for first-home buyers. As you've said, Pete, a first-home buyer competing against an investor at an auction, I'm very comfortable with being on the side of the first-home buyer, helping them get the deposit together. If the Labor Party don't want to stand with the first-home buyers, that's their decision. But we are very happy to be levelling the playing field for first-home buyers because we know the single biggest issue for first-home buyers is getting that deposit together and enabling them to do this in a responsible way, in a way that not only helps them get into their home, but also protects their retirement savings by requiring them to recontribute that amount when they sell the property. We think is the best of both worlds. It allows you to use your super to get you into a home when you need it, and it also protects your retirement savings.
Conversely, though, there's not a 100% guarantee that you will get an increase, though, in your investment, right? The price of your property could go down. So in that sense, is it a risk when it comes to draining your account?
Well, it's not draining your account. You can only take out up to 40%.
We're cutting it, though.
As you've said. Our superannuation already invests in property. I mean, most people's superannuation will be exposed to foreign real estate. So what we're saying, people's superannuation should invest in foreign homes, but shouldn't be allowed to be used to invest in your own home. And we know, and I think Australians inherently know, Pete, that as an asset class, the Australian residential property is a very safe asset class.
Okay.
And we've seen that over many, many decades. So I think if super funds are happy to invest your money into foreign real estate, then I'm surprised that they'd have any objection to people investing in their own home in Australian real estate.
Let's get to that issue of supply, which the Property Council and many others have pointed out to. Isn't that where the true game changer lies, that supply needs to be increased?
Yeah, Pete, you're not going to get any disagreement from me. I've been talking about supply. In fact, I've probably spoken about it with you.
No, you have, yeah. But can't you increase? Why can't you do more?
Well, because supply. Well, we have done a lot to support supply, and particularly during the pandemic. I spoke about this in the context of the home builder program. I mean, if we hadn't have put home builder in place, supply would have been severely more constrained because it needed that catalyst to ensure the homes kept getting built. But as you know, supply is almost wholly controlled by state and local governments who control planning, who control zoning, who control land release. So, I have written to state ministers, I've spoken to state ministers, I've spoken on your program and many others. Yes, supply is ultimately one of the important pieces of the puzzle here as far as housing affordability goes. But it shouldn't be a reason to say to first home buyers, well, because states are constraining supply, we want less first home buyers in the market. I'll never be a part of that. So we want more first home buyers in the market, and the states need to increase supply to meet that demand.
So why not pay local councils a supply increase bonus to change laws?
Well, look, that's not a proposal that I've had put to me. And
you like the idea of it?
I've seen it discussed. Well, no, I'd like the idea of helping first home buyers access their own savings to help them purchase a home. I think that's predominantly what we're focused on today. But anything that can increase supply, we would inherently support. But I don't think the answer should ever be, Pete, that because states are dragging the chain on supply, that we should punish first home buyers and say, well, because of that, there should be less of you at those auctions. And implicitly what those people are saying, to use your example, Pete, is we want more investors and others at those auctions and less first home buyers, because it's those terrible first home buyers who are pushing up prices. Well, I disagree. We want more first home buyers in the market. We want to level the playing field for first home buyers. We want to help them get over the major hurdle, which is the deposit. And this, it will be a really significant way in which we can help those first home buyers, because, Pete, as I've said to you before, we can't wave the white flag on home ownership in this country. We've got to ensure that everyone who has that aspiration to purchase a home, the great Australian dream, has a realistic option to.
Okay. Michael Sukkar, Housing Minister, thanks as always for your time. We'll talk to you soon.
Good on you, Pete. Thanks.